Greetings, friend. This week we studied through 1 Corinthians chapter 5, and we saw how Paul dealt with sin in the Corinthian church. A man was sleeping with his stepmother, and the church was bragging about it. And as his habit was, Paul looks to the cross to correct the misunderstanding and change the behavior of the church. And in this case, he makes the cross the basis. The cross is the basis for removing the sinful person from their midst. We read 1 Corinthians 5, 7-8. Get rid of the old yeast by removing this wicked person from among you. Then you will be like a fresh batch of dough made without yeast, which is what you really are. He's saying, be what you are. Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed for us. So let's celebrate the festival, he says, not with the old bread of wickedness and evil, but with the new bread of sincerity and truth. And so Paul is reminding the Corinthian church here that Christ was our Passover lamb, that he was slain, and that believers are to remove the yeast or the sin from our midst because of it. After all, the Passover in the Old Testament began the feast of unleavened bread, and that's where they would eat bread made without yeast in commemorating this quick exodus from Egyptian slavery. And Paul is calling us to remember that Jesus was our Passover lamb, the one who died to save us from death, to set us free from slavery, and to satisfy us as we feed on him. He wants us to look at Jesus' death and to rejoice in our freedom and to glory in the cross for all of its accomplishments in our lives, and to remember the event where Jesus bled out for you, thereby removing your sin, and use that as a motivation for us to remove sin in our own lives. The cross is the strongest motive for removing sin. If we look long at the cross, we begin to experience Holy Spirit power for killing the sin that wants to kill us. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.